4 hours, I am about to be a CEO. The hottest CEO at that. Down to this price. Now, neither of me or my partners are making profit for this collection. And I truly do not care. My new clothing brand, Dallas Namic, is launching tomorrow at 11 a.m. PST. I am so excited for this first launch. I just got my energy ruined. I am launching a clothing brand! Nobody's gonna ruin my energy, bitch. I'm Dallas Mendoza and I built my brand from the ground up.
Whenever an influencer decides to drop their own brand in beauty or fashion, you just know chaos is around the corner.
Clothing brand, Dallas Namic. Starting off with my baseball hat. My all-white baseball hats, they have blood red embroiderments all around. And right on the back, it says Dallas Namic, right on the Velcro strap. I hate a button strap. Hate. Next up is the baby tees. This is the Dallas Namic Mean Girl Energy Baby Tee. Once again, it's the signature blood red color. It has Mean Girl Energy on the front. Like every single clothing piece in this vault, the sizes range from extra small to 6XL.
And that's exactly what went down with Des Mendoza. Des rolled out his new clothing line this week, but before the brand could even breathe, the backlash already started. Fans were blasting him with complaints, and the whole launch turned into pure drama. Let's be real, every time an influencer tries to launch a brand, it turns messy 9 times out of 10. You can probably think of at least one where the product sparked major controversy. And honestly, influencer brands always get torn apart way harder than regular ones because people are waiting to catch them slipping. That might be true, but let's keep it real. Most influencers try to do everything dirt cheap just to fatten their profits. They cut corners, they barely know business, and they've got zero real experience running an actual brand. Add in their oversized egos, and boom, disaster waiting to happen. Think about it like this. You buy a lip balm from a solid brand like Tower 28, and something's off. Maybe the formula ain't mixed right, or it just doesn't meet your expectations. Now imagine that same slip-up with an influencer brand. People would drag it to pieces instantly. If a lip balm from Tower 28 flops on you, chances are you're not hunting down the CEO's name and raging over it. You just hit up customer service, file a complaint, and hope they send a replacement. Since there's no big face tied to the brand, it feels less personal, so your frustration doesn't cut as deep. But when it comes to influencers, it's a whole different game. If you're buying from someone you follow, admire, and feel connected to, and they sell you trash, the disappointment stings way harder. You take it personal, and the backlash hits heavier. And one influencer who got burned by this exact lesson, Des Mendoza, the loud talker with over 5 million followers. Des built his name making makeup and fashion content, collabing with Michaela, tight with Patrick Starr, and constantly thrown into comparisons with James Charles, which he absolutely hates. You probably remember him from that messy controversy that had everybody talking. But here's the twist. Lately, he's actually been on a winning streak. He scored a huge collab with Glamlight, and shockingly, it turned out solid. Reviews were glowing, people were hyped, and for once, there weren't any major complaints dragging his name. That collab was one of the rare influencer deals that actually went smooth. But that lucky streak didn't last long. The moment Des tried to drop his own clothing brand, everything flipped. He announced the line as Dallas Namic, bragging in his launch video that it was the next generation in dynamic fashion. He hyped it up heavy, even calling it iconic fashion with higher standards. And when you throw claims like that out there, best believe people's expectations shoot through the roof. And they're ready to tear you apart if you don't deliver. At first, his fans were hyped. Finally, something fresh, not the same tired influencer merch. But that excitement died quick the moment he showed the designs for the first drop. The lineup? A baby tee, a hat, sweatpants, and a zip-up hoodie. All stamped with the phrase, Mean Girl Energy, splashed everywhere. Now let's be real. Who actually wants to walk around with Mean Girl Energy plastered across their chest, hat, pants, and back in public? And to make it worse, the whole vibe looked like a bootleg mashup of a Shein Thrasher hoodie and some leftover Sisters Apparel merch. Total mess. I'll be honest, it's not my vibe, but at first I thought, hey, maybe I'm just not the target. Maybe Des was aiming this at the late teen to early 20s crowd, and they'd eat it up. But nope. The second he revealed those designs, even his own fans weren't buying it. The comments were savage. People were saying things like, why are we repping Mean Girl Energy? And this ain't a brand, this is just merch, babe. Another wrote, why would I wear something that straight up calls me a mean girl? The quality looks good, but those words make it so corny someone even joked, this is a canon event for a beauty influencer. Others compared it to that awkward Ross moment, when you find a cute shirt, but the cringe logo ruins it completely. One fan even said, this would be so cute if it didn't scream mean girl energy. I'll grab it once it shows up at TJ Maxx, and you know exactly what they mean. It's giving that sad, forever, 21 clearance rack vibe, the one torn up section during their final days when everything was $2. And to be fair, nobody's dragging the quality here. The clothes actually look solid, not your usual cheap influencer merch. You can tell Des didn't just pick the lowest materials to boost his profit. The fabric and build seem legit. I'll give him that much. But the problem is the design. It cheapens the whole thing, making it look like something straight off Shein's fast fashion graveyard. People were calling it straight up corny. Like, what was he thinking? His younger fans aren't out here checking fabric tags or caring that it's made in the USA with fancy materials. They look at two things, the design and the price. And the price hit them like a brick. Des was charging $120 for a hoodie, $80 for sweatpants, $40 for the baby tee, and $40 for the hat. The second fan saw those numbers, jaws dropped. One comment summed it up perfectly. Girl, these prices are insane. And that was just the start. People weren't holding back at all. Fans were asking the same thing over and over, why are these prices sky high? Some even tried to be nice about it, like, Des, what are these prices? Totally wasn't expecting it to cost this much. And remember when I said influencers usually don't have the business knowledge to actually run a brand like a real CEO? Well, here's the proof. Instead of taking the criticism, learning from it, and letting the backlash motivate him, Des snapped on his own supporters. He clapped back by basically calling them broke and saying they only shop at Shein and wouldn't know real quality if it smacked them in the face. That meltdown just made things 10 times worse. Of course, Des deleted the rant video quick, but it was too late. Fans had already reposted it everywhere, and suddenly people were starting to see him in a whole new light. Under the reposts, the comments were brutal. It's giving out of touch. Others dragged him by reminding everyone he used to do non-stop Shein hauls before fans helped blow him up. To make it worse, some started pointing out how suspiciously similar his designs looked to Nikita Dragun's old merch. The horns, the font, the colors, all of it. People said it was giving heavily inspired. A few defenders tried to back him up, calling out fans for being too harsh, but the damage was already done. But what really flipped the switch wasn't even the prices. It was Des's attitude toward the backlash. One fan nailed it saying, "The problem isn't the cost, it's how he takes criticism. The moment he calls people poor and clueless, that's where the real issue is." Some even admitted they didn't even know about the drama until his rant video went viral. That's when things truly exploded. Even with the heat on him, Des doubled down. He stood firm on his choices and clapped back at critics, replying to one comment with, "The girls who get it. When questioned about the hat being $40, he fired back that the embroidery goes all around, it's the lowest I could go. But honestly, that whole response video might have been his biggest mistake. It only poured gasoline on the fire. Once that clip started making the rounds, people couldn't believe how badly Des spoke about the very fans funding his whole career. That's when the drama really spread like wildfire, with backlash hitting him from every direction. It got so intense that Des eventually had to put out another video, this time trying to clear the air. He thanked his audience for calling him out and admitted the comments got under his skin. He claimed it was only because he poured so much effort and thought into the line that the negativity cut so deep. Des claimed he wanted to lower the prices but said his business partner shut that down. He got emotional, explaining how much the project meant to him, and admitted that when people trash something he poured so much passion into, it hit him hard. That's why he lashed out the way he did. He also tried to justify why his first drop was mostly sweats and hoodies. Remember, when he first teased the line, he hyped it as the next big name in dynamic fashion. But instead of bold, groundbreaking pieces, fans just saw basic streetwear with a heavy price tag. So when fans saw nothing but hoodies and sweatpants, they were like, this feels more basic than groundbreaking. Some even joked it looked like florals for spring all over again. Des tried to defend it, saying he wanted the first drop to feel inclusive, pieces everyone could wear, before dropping bolder designs that might not fit everyone's style. He also admitted he might drop the prices so low that he'd barely make a profit. And sure enough, that's what happened. He uploaded a new price list on Instagram, slashing everything down. Hoodies at $75, sweatpants at $50, baby tees at $30, and hats at $30. He even posted a TikTok announcing the cuts, promising refunds for anyone who pre-ordered at full price. He admitted it should have been this way from the start, but by then, the damage was already done.
See the issue? People thought it was more pricey, I get that, but if it's not within your budget, then just don't buy it. The material is quality, say what you like about it, it is quality, that's a fact.
Des also claimed that he and his partner wouldn't be making any profit from this drop at all. He doubled down on the quality talk, even pulling up a chart to show the breakdown of materials, telling fans they need to do their research before leaving negative comments about his line. And while, yes, it's good that he actually listened to the backlash and made changes, the reaction wasn't the celebration he was hoping for. Instead, a lot of fans were still unimpressed, and they made that very clear in the comments. A lot of people still weren't buying it. They said the real problem wasn't just the prices, it was the ugly designs, his ugly attitude, and the way he handled the backlash that pushed fans away. One blunt comment read, "It's your attitude, not the pricing." Others flat out didn't believe his no profit claim either. Even with the new prices, one fan wrote, "No shade, but it's hard to believe there's zero profit. No investor would sign off on that. And there's no way sweats cost that much to make, no matter the quality." At the end of the day, many feel this is just one of those live and learn moments for Des. Running a brand is no joke, especially when you're passionate about the product. But reality is, not everybody's gonna love what you put out, and the internet won't hesitate to remind you. People are always gonna share their opinions. And in business, a lot of the time those opinions won't be kind. That's part of being a brand owner. What you can't do is clap back at your own customers, calling them broke, or shading them for shopping at Shein. That's a fast way to lose the same fans who built you up in the first place. This was only his first drop, so yeah, there's room for improvement. But the real test now is whether Des can take the criticism seriously, not get emotional, not lash out, and actually make changes without turning on the audience that supports him. That never ends well. But now I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the Lana Sip channel for more drama every week.